Hi everyone. Just waiting on this. Okay, cool. I am live. Nice. There's always a delay. Anyway, welcome to Tuesday Chat. We'll just get this up and running, hopefully. I hope my internet connection's all right. It's showing it's a bit slow today. So not really sure why. So here we go. Okay. So I'm blurry on my end, but hopefully I'm not blurry on your end. So I'll just make sure I've got everything up. Yes. That all looks good. Awesome. Okay. So yes, welcome along to this week's Tuesday chat. It's Tuesday morning, of course, 9 a.m. And I like to talk about all things art related. There's going to be a Tuesday chat. I think I've got 2 more Tuesday chats. And then I'm off to Scotland for a couple of weeks. So there'll be 3 Tuesday chats that aren't going to be on there. So, but that's all right. I will soon catch up with everyone once I get back. But we've still got a couple more to go yet. So, all right. So today I wanted to have a chat about building confidence as an artist. So if you're hi Dad, if you're watching and you're in my membership, you've probably already heard me talk about this, but I've just done a new PDF downloadable for everyone. It looks a bit different to the old one that my members would have seen, but I've also put in the description for this this chat, there's a link if you want to actually download this, but I'm going to run through it because it's a really good, it's a good thing to go through every month anyway, I feel, to just remind yourself about ways of helping with confidence, because I feel all of us as artists, we seem to lack a little bit of confidence. I mean, some of us obviously don't, but the majority of us, we're a bit introverted, so it does take a bit, and we need to build our confidence to be able to get our work out there and share it with everyone. So I'm just going to turn my fan off. I feel it's a bit noisy. It's distracting me. So I'm also going to, I'll share my screen as well so you can see sort of what I'm reading and what I'm talking about. Good morning, Julie, as well. So, all right, let's get into it. It's 9:02. Yep. And yeah, we'll get into it. I'll share my screen and we'll have a chat about this confidence. Got it. Let me hold on. It takes me half an hour to share the screen. There we go. Share screen. That one. Okay. All right. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, so like I said, good morning, Di, as well. I wanted to talk about this, these tips for building confidence, because you've probably all received an email from me. Like I said, those in my membership, you've already seen all of this before, but those not, you've probably received an email from me or seen some Facebook posts about this new lead magnet. So it's had a revamp. But like I said, it's really important, I feel, to just remind yourself of some of these things. Okay, so we're going through 7 tips for building confidence as an artist. So the first one is think of your art as a journey, not a destination. Okay, so in saying that, you're always trying to improve. So I don't think even the best artists in the world would say that they can't improve anymore. I feel it's just you're always going to get better and better and better and discover new things as you do it. So usually your art will get better as you work along. Not every piece. I mean, I did one the other day that I wasn't real happy with. But just over time you will get better and better the more you do it, definitely. So just keep that in mind, of course, if and you will start to see results. All right, so do not compare to others. That's a really important one because I know we all get stuck in that, especially with our social media accounts. We're seeing all these amazing artworks all the time. So make sure you follow different artists of all different skill levels as well, because it's great to follow other artists that inspire you and you know aim to be as good as them one day. But when you're only seeing really, really good work all the time, sometimes it can knock your confidence a little bit, and make you sort of feel that it's going to take you forever to get there and you're not good enough and all of that. So, yeah, so definitely make sure you are following a lot of different artists. So, and one way as well, I suppose, is make a folder. We have these inside our Creative Barn Premium tier membership. In our Facebook group, everyone has their own folder, so they can put their work in there and look back on it and be able to see their improvement over time. Or you could keep a sketchbook if you want to improve your sketching skills, then maybe have one particular sketchbook and just write the date in it. And as you work through, and in like 6 months to a year's time, you would really notice a difference as long as you're regular in there in doing that sort of stuff. So comparing your own growth leads to growth, whereas comparing yourself to others leads to doubt and lack of confidence, of course. So yeah, definitely look at others' work and take inspiration, but definitely don't use it as a comparison in any way. So it's like in my membership as well, everyone, like I put tutorials up and all the rest. Of course, we have draw alongs and all that stuff. And I suppose it can be hard not to compare with my finished outcome, but I'm not wanting everyone to reproduce exactly what I produce. They're learning the techniques that I use to help them be able to, it's like a step-by-step process to make it easier for them to be able to create realism and the art they want. But everyone's own unique style will shine through. It's very rare for like when I do a tutorial or a draw along, you might have seen the snail we just did. Even though everyone followed me sort of step by step, they all look completely different, and that's everyone's own little unique style coming through. So it's good to follow tutorials, of course, and go to art lessons and all of that. But don't feel down if yours does not look exactly like your teacher's, because it would be quite astounding if it did. But that's not to say it's not going to be as good, because I do feel there's quite a few of my members that when they do theirs, I feel they're better than me, which is great because it's showing that that they're learning and they're getting better and better. So yeah. All right, so you could ask yourself the following. So when am I setting aside time to create? So that's a really important one. And if you struggle with time management, I did do a Tuesday chat the other week on that and gave some sort of tips that might help. So definitely go and check that out. So it is important to set yourself time to create. You can't expect to get better if you're not putting in the hours. But when I say putting in the hours, I don't expect you to do 40 hours a week, even 1 hour a week. It's just being regular and setting that time aside, and making art a bit of a priority. You could also ask what your non-negotiables are. So they could be things like your time to practice. So that can be a non-negotiable with your family. And other things that get in your way, you could say, right, every Sunday is my art day, or every Tuesday night is my art day, or my art time, and I get 2 hours every Tuesday, or just set it and make it non-negotiable. Make sure everyone around you knows that you're in your studio, wherever you are, and they don't disturb you. Okay. Another non-negotiable might be like the quality of your not so much quality of your work, the quality of your art supplies. You might say, well, I'm only going to use really good quality supplies. That could be another non-negotiable. So things like, just sort of think of things that are important to you. Everyone's going to be a bit different in that. And same with, what is your artistic goal? Like for my artistic goal, that's going to change over time, but I would set fairly big goals, ones that you can break down. But my artistic goal at the moment is, well, I've got a couple, I suppose. My main one, I suppose, is I have an exhibition. So my goal was to get accepted into the council gallery here, which I ticked that off. I got accepted. And now I've got to put together this exhibition for 2026. So it is a long-term goal, and I need that amount of time to put it together. Another goal, and how I will break that down, I'll work out. I've got an idea of the paintings I want to do, and I can break down over the next 2 years how many paintings I need to get done each month to be able to reach that goal. So that's how you can set a big goal and break it down. Another one of my goals is we plan to travel a bit next year. So I want to do member meetups with my Creative Bar members, and also do workshops while I'm traveling around as well. So that's something that, it's a big goal. It needs to be broken down, because I've got to figure out where I'm doing workshops, and then I need to figure out where, like what town, but then what building or what art space I can do the workshop in. And then I need to, of course, advertise a few months ahead to try and build up, enough people to attend the workshop. So there's a lot of planning in that, but yeah, it's a big goal that I can break down, and it then isn't quite as daunting. Okay, so there's some things just to ask yourself. Let's go to the next one. So number 3, always be learning. So it's important, of course, to constantly educate yourself. Just like any other master of the field, you should always be practicing the fundamentals of your craft. So I always encourage all my students to I feel I teach online, of course, and in person. And my members are being taught the techniques and fundamental art lessons, techniques of pastel, charcoal and graphite, and also realism techniques in my online workshops. But I do think if you have an artist that inspires you, that comes somewhere local to you, I think an in-person workshop, definitely, if you get a chance to do it, it's a way to connect with more people, and seeing them in person demonstrating, and that it's just another level of teaching. So definitely, I always encourage people to try different teachers. We even have a section in the premium tier called Meet the Masters, where I'll put up videos and links to other artists that really inspire me as well, because it's like the book Still Like an Artist. I don't know if you can actually see me at all in this video, but I'm holding up the book Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. He's done a TED talk as well, so if you want to Google that, you can watch him talk about it. But it's like he said, I'll read this quote: "If we're free from the burden of trying to be completely original, we can stop trying to make something out of nothing, and we can embrace influence rather than running away from it. So the book is all about nothing's really original anymore, I suppose. So we take little bits from everything and put it together and create our own version of it. So we're influenced by many different artists, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. So again, you're always learning, you're filling your creative bank with ideas, and that's how you do come up with original ideas, I suppose. But when you think about it, there isn't anything that original anymore. But I'm going to do a book review on this one next Tuesday chat. It's such a great little book and a really easy read. So stay tuned for that one. Okay. What else we got written here? Yes, and also with the Always Be Learning inside the Creative Bum, we have a whole fundamental section. So it's not just about, and this is inside both tiers, the essential tier and the premium tier, which I do have a link. I'm running a 7-day free trial of the essentials tier at the moment. So if you want to go and check it out for free for 7 days, you're welcome to get in there and have a look around. But we have like our main tutorials where I'm teaching wildlife and nature art in the pastel, graphite and charcoal. But we have a whole section, a whole module on fundamental art lessons. So I'm really one for trying to encourage everyone to keep going back to those fundamental lessons and exercises, because you'll always improve. And they're good ones to go back, like do one of those fundamentals, and then maybe in a year's time or 6 months, go back and do it again, and you will see an improvement there, as long as you've been doing art in between. Oh, okay, number 4. Be patient and don't give up. So, of course, no one starts out to be amazing. It takes time. And I think patience is definitely the key. That's the key, not just with art, with any with anything you want to master, is patience, isn't it? You've got, if you were doing a sport like golf or something, or learning the piano, things like that, it's patience to learn it and put in the effort. And I think that could be the difference between those that do like piano and all of that, and tennis, sport as a hobby, and those that take it to that next level, and that is the effort and time and patience they put in, and they don't give up. They keep going and going and going and get better and better, of course, because all these things you can get better at. I mean, there's always natural talent in anything, but I'm a firm believer that anyone can do art and get better at it. And you'll eventually figure out you might not have the patience to do hyperrealism, but you might be brilliant at doing abstract. So there's always, when it comes to art, there's so many different styles that you're going to find something over time that you're good at. So there are never mistakes in art, just learning experiences. So for every mistake you make, of course, you learn from it and you get better with each new piece. So, and you need to accept that you won't make masterpieces every time. And that, again, is something, it can be a bit tricky, that one, especially the better you get at art, like the more you do it, you start to think that you get really disappointed if it doesn't come out exactly how you want it. But in saying that, I think if you stick to the one process, style, medium, and get really good at that, then you can be confident that every time you do create a new piece, it's going to turn out. It's when you start to experiment and go off on different mediums or styles that you're going to start to have things that don't turn out quite as good as you want them to. But also, in saying that, I think it's important to experiment because you learn. So mistakes are fine. Like, don't think of them as mistakes. They are a learning experience. So, okay, and give yourself time, of course. And that could mean, time for planning and research. If you've got an idea of a series or something you want to do, if you've like learned the techniques and now you want to take it a bit further and be more unique and more yourself, that's when you'll start to think about creating artwork in a series or even just a piece that is entirely you. But yeah, maybe plan it rather than sit down and go, right, I want to do something completely different. And you're just looking at that blank paper. Plan it out, figure out what it is you want to do, what speaks to you. It could just be in your own backyard, in your garden, could be your own dog or something like that. But plan out and do some rough sketches, figure out a composition, take photos, all that sort of stuff. So by planning, I think also will make the process a bit easier as well, and also make the outcome better, if you know what I mean. So if you're patient and don't give up, you'll see improvements, and those improvements, whether large or small, will boost your confidence. So this is all about building confidence, okay? So what's Diane got? Because your teaching style is so good, you've sport me for other tutors. My recent experience, the tutor certainly did not share your enthusiasm and supportive energy and did not value quality art products, and the finished pieces were evidence of that. Oh, thanks, Di. Well, that is true. So as much as I'm saying go and go to in-person art classes and all of that, sometimes, yeah, they don't live up to what your expectations are, I suppose. But I go to art classes by other art teachers, but I'll only go to ones that are really masters of their field, that I'll wait until they're touring maybe. And if I get an opportunity, I'll jump at it. But I'm confident I'm going to learn something from them, because they're tutors that they're artists that I love their work. And but in saying that, I did hear about a fella that was teaching, and he had a very unique style, and everyone went to the class for his style to see how he sort of recreated, how he painted. And he actually didn't really want to do a demonstration for them because he felt he didn't want them to copy his style, I suppose. Which I thought, well, don't be a teacher if you don't want to have people, you go to these lessons to see how they create what they create. So anyway, it was very strange. All right, so number 5. Let me just, I've got notes down here. Okay, so remind yourself of your achievements. So, of course, by tracking your progress over time, you can look back and see how far you've come. So you might want to list specific achievements, so first of things. So like the first time you entered a competition, or the first time you showed your work to someone who wasn't a family member or close friend. That's a big step. Look at the first time you maybe like created your own social media account and shared your first piece of artwork. They can be really daunting things. But again, if you want to grow, you need to do this because it will help build your confidence. And it's like when I do these Facebook Lives. When I first started doing these, I put it off and put it off and put it off because it was so scary to actually hop in front of a camera, because you can probably tell I don't really wear makeup or anything. So just pressing that go live button was very scary. But the more, I still have to make sure I have notes and everything, because I can't just sit and talk and make sense usually. So but it's way easier. I'm not as daunted now to go live at all. So it just shows the more you do it, the more confidence you build. Okay, so I also, with reminding yourself of your achievements, I also went with the business side of my art. I write down, you know, how many people on my email list, or how many people are on my Instagram account, or how many people are in my public Facebook group, things like that. And then when I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm just constantly, it's like a never-ending wheel of trying to market the membership and be on social media and all of that. And it does get to you after a while. You feel like you're not growing. But when you can look back 6 months to a year ago, I always look back on where I was with that side of things. And it's a great reminder of how far you have actually come, because you kind of forget. So, in the last year, especially for me, the public Facebook group, Drawing Wildlife and Nature, has really started to grow. So that's so it makes all the work start to seem like it's paying off. And I feel like I'm starting to help more and more people with the draw alongs, things like that. A couple of years ago there'd only be maybe 10 or 20 follow along, but with the latest snail, I think I had over 150 or so that were doing it live. So so it really is, and it's so that's why just reminding yourself makes you keep going. So reminding yourself of how far you've come, especially like writing down your first. So you could again just have a sketchbook where you're doing your sketches and getting better and better, but maybe how you see people do journals, they look amazing where they write in there as well as do their picture. So that could be something you could do. All right, get focused and plan your day. So I start my day not by writing a list of things I want to do that day. Usually I've written at the start of the week, I kind of write down what I want to get done for the week. And of course, if you do write down, first thing on your list should be time spent enjoying your art. So whether that's, starting a new piece or working on a piece or practicing techniques, so back to them fundamentals again, and regular daily practice will help you feel more comfortable and confident in your skill level. I can't even read. If you're totally snowed under, even just 5 to 10 minute sketch will over time improve your skills. But will also bring 5 to 10 minutes of peace to your overworked mind. So that is very important as well, isn't it? Just doing, even if like we've been starting to do gesture drawings every week, like we have a creative playtime in the premium tier. And it's a regular weekly thing that we all get together on Zoom, and it kind of holds everyone a bit more accountable. Because I think if you've got an appointment, it's like if you had a doctor's appointment, you've got a Zoom appointment, you're going to show up a lot more than if you didn't, if you were just having to do it on your own. So that's why the premium tier of the membership is all about helping people keep moving forward. But we've been playing a gesture drawing at the start of that. And there's a website called Line of Action. I think it was Line of Action. And it does gesture drawing. So even if you've only got 10, 15 minutes and you want to really improve your drawing skills, then I would suggest getting onto a gesture drawing website like that and just doing 10 minutes of it, and just each day. Surely everyone could set 10 minutes aside, and that will definitely help improve drawing skills if you can't get outside and sketch in nature, of course. But yeah, definitely, I think you've got to be focused on, do you want to improve? Do you want to make time for your art? Do you want it to go from just a bit of a hobby to something more for you? So yeah, I would definitely, like I said, I get a lot done, everyone seems to tell me. But I think because I do plan out what I'm doing each week, and even though I don't feel like it sometimes, like with my daughter, her husband, the grandkids, my husband's been home for the week. my father-in-law lives with us occasionally. They've all been home this week, sitting around, chatting, having a drink, you know, and I'm in my studio thinking, oh, I'd like to just go and sit with them and not bother with this. But because I know I've got to get certain things done, I'll make sure I stay in here and get that done first before I go and join them in the afternoon for a chat. So definitely it depends, I suppose, what your goals are. I suppose, like right at the start, we talked about goals. So what else do I have here? And again, yeah, plan out your day. I mentioned before, a couple of weeks ago, I did a Tuesday chat on time management. So if you're struggling to find time, which I know it can be a bit tricky, then maybe go and watch that one. You can go to my YouTube channel. I put all of sorry, I've got an itchy head. All of the replays of the Tuesday chats in the Facebook groups. So in my public group, the Drawing Wildlife and Nature, and they're also in both the Creative Barn membership groups. But I also upload them all to YouTube, because I know sometimes YouTube can be a bit easier to find things. So it's just Kerry Dixon Art is my YouTube channel. So you can always duck over there and watch any replays of them. Okay, what else? We got one more. Okay, it's all about support. Of course, I think support is one of the biggest things which I've been mentioning throughout this inside the membership, the premium tier especially. We do a lot of things to support each other. We get together locally. Then we have the art retreat that those that don't live near me, we can all get it over to Tassie and meet each other face to face. Our private Facebook group is a hive of activity all the time. Everyone's always asking each other to, you know, they might be stuck on a piece, and they're not really sure what might help them. You know, sometimes you need other people's eyes to see an art piece you've been working on for ages. So everyone shares that, offers critique, shares if they found a new art supply, tried a new technique, things like that. So support is really, really important, and I do believe that's why a lot of my members stay in the membership, not just because they like listening to me waffle on. They stay because they've made really good friends in the group, and there's not really anywhere else. There's a lot of Facebook groups, but having a small knit Facebook group that's private is where you can really, really become good friends and share with each other. So, all right. Yes, definitely, Viv, 100%. I know you're all about community and you're involved in a few things for sure. Okay, so there's many ways to be social as an artist. I would say keep it local would be the first thing, and try and find some like-minded people. So you can research your local art societies and galleries. And they always are looking for new members, especially art societies, and they don't ever feel intimidated. Your local art society, there are members from complete beginner right through to amazing artists, and they're usually very welcoming. So definitely that would be my first point of call. And then maybe enter one of their competitions if you wanted to build your confidence again, because again, it's a good way to meet members because they usually have an opening or something. It's usually inexpensive, and seeing your work hanging on the gallery wall it's a huge confidence builder. So yeah, so definitely a support group's ideal to get others' view of your work and brainstorm ideas. So if you're stuck, and then of course, like I said, there's other groups on Facebook, and that. But make sure, so key qualities to look for in a support group. So because some groups especially Facebook groups, if they become quite large, that's what my biggest worry with my public group is, that I'm quite strict on it. Anyone who puts anything that's not really related to art or asks a stupid, like not a stupid question, sorry, who asks like a spammy question of someone else, that's again not art related, they get booted straight away and blocked. So, but I know there's some groups that, yeah, you might put your art up and get some really nasty comments sometimes, or you'll ask a question and some people put nasty replies. So they're not a support group, and I would get myself out of any group like that, even like even if you had a group of friends that were nasty like that, I would boot them as well. You want supportive people around you. Okay, so key qualities: encouragement and positivity. Everyone should be positive and encouraged, definitely. Resource sharing. There's nothing worse. Try and be open with sharing as well. Like I was saying at the start, everyone learns from each other. So I don't believe anyone should keep, if you've discovered something new and you think, oh, this is amazing, don't keep it as a secret to yourself. Maybe share it with others, because you learn from everyone. Respectful and inclusive environment, open communication, and constructive criticism. Definitely constructive criticism. When someone asks for a critique, you should always look for the positives in it, and see where they can build on that, of course. So, all right. Okay, so I think that's the 7 tips. Like I said, you can download this little PDF for free, of course. The link is in the description. Even if my members want to download it, go for it as well. But I think it is inside. It looks a bit different, but it is inside the membership somewhere. But yeah, so they're the tips. So think of your art as a journey, not a hold on, I'll stop sharing. There we go, I'm back. Oh, I need to be able to see comments. So yeah, so think of your art, I'll just run through them. Think of your art as a journey, not a destination. Do not compare to others. Always be learning. Be patient and don't give up. Remind yourself of your achievements. Get focused and plan your day. And it's all about support. So pretty much everything in that, I can relate to what I have going on and everyone has going on inside the Creative Bar membership. So especially the premium tier. But like I said, if you're watching the replay, or you want to add a comment, put it in, I'll get back to you on that. But also in the comments here, there is a link to the Creative Barn Membership Essentials tier. That's the one that has all the tutorials from fundamental right through to full portraits. And that one is, I've got a 7-day free trial. The only thing the essential tier doesn't have is the live sessions. It does have its own Facebook group now. So it's a great one to get started if you think you want to maybe learn from me, and just have a look around. So you can have a look around for 7 days for free. And if you don't like what you see, you just cancel and you haven't spent a cent. So it's a really good opportunity at the moment to get in there and have a little poke around, maybe do a few tutorials, and then, yeah, and see how you go. So, and then, like I said, next week, I'm going to do a review on Steal Like an Artist. This was one of the books when I haven't done one for a while, but I was doing the Creative Spark art box, and this was one of the books that went out in the box. So if you were a subscriber to that, you probably already have this book. I'm hoping to get another art box out this year, but it won't be till a bit later in the year. So okay, I think that is it. Again, yeah, you can download that. booklet, you can go and check out the Creative Barn membership as well. All right, that is it, guys. Thanks for listening, and I hope I've given you some ideas. If you're lacking confidence, I hope I've given you some ideas to help build your confidence. Okay, so I will see you all next week for the book review. Okay, bye. Thanks for joining me.